Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Destiny. In today's video, we're going to be titling it Pieces of the Puzzle, Being Frustrated with Our Potential. Okay, so the verse that I wanted to start off with today comes from Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Okay, so I wanted to title this Pieces of the Puzzle because I think it went hand in hand with being frustrated with our potential, because sometimes there's puzzles that we build that we're just frustrated because we don't know where these pieces belong. We have 1,000 pieces. Where do they go? You know? So let's dive in. So there's a lot of things that we would like to exceed in life. There's things that we think that we're good at. Oh, I'm kind of good at this. I have a natural, I'm just naturally good at this. So I think this is my calling. One of the things that I thought that I was going to do was makeup. So I thought one of my puzzles that I was supposed to complete was being a makeup artist. I had bought a makeup train, I bought the makeup kit, I had my first client, I did somebody's makeup for prom, and then that was it. Because that was the puzzle that was my will. There's two different types of puzzles that we build in life. There's the ones that we build, and then there's the one that God has for us to build. There's pieces that God is going to give us so that that puzzle can be completed. And I think that's where our frustration comes from, because we think that we're supposed to have all these pieces at this one time to sit down and make this puzzle, but that's not how God works. There's a lot of things that we think that we're supposed to be doing. However, it's not what God ordained for us to do. So think about some things that you're frustrated about. Like you feel like you have the potential to do something and you're frustrated. Are you frustrated because God already made you a promise? You already had that conversation with God about it, and you're frustrated because you yourself are not doing those things for that puzzle to be complete? Are you doing what you need to do? If God, say for instance, if you do YouTube, are you editing your videos on time? Are you posting on time? Are you engaging with your audience? Those are things that you have to do in order to get to the next level. We can't just say, okay, I'm gonna pray about being a YouTube star, and then you're not putting in work on your own. Like, we have to work together with God for what God has ordained for us to do. We can't just pray about things and feel like, God, you're supposed to drop this in my lap. No, you can't. That's not what we're supposed to do. Or are you frustrated, on the other hand, because you feel like you have the potential to do something, but that's not even what God called us to do? I think that's when we get frustrated, because we have the fantasy of this completed puzzle. I've dreamt about this puzzle. I know what this puzzle is supposed to look like. God, why aren't you giving me the pieces? Because again, it's not our will. It's not God's will, it's our will. That's something that we want, but that's not what God has ordained for. Another reason that you can be frustrated with your potential is because, like I stated earlier, God has promised us something. God has said, okay, this is going to happen for you. We've had this conversation. I've seen what God said is going to happen. That's similar to what happened with Isaiah, which goes into our second verse that's going to come from Genesis chapter 12, verse 2 and 3. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. So think about Abraham. God made Abraham a promise that he would be the father of all nations, right? He said, I'm going to give you a son. I know your wife is barren, so I'm going to give you a son. Abraham was not patient. Abraham did not wait for God to give him all the pieces of his puzzle. So Abraham and his wife took it upon themselves to have relations with another person and have a baby. Where was that? Was that in God's puzzle for him? No, that was their own puzzle. So, something happened to that puzzle, which I'm going to let y'all read about in the book of Genesis. But to continue what we're saying, what we're talking about, to make my point is that God did eventually give him the pieces of God's puzzle to be completed, but you have to be patient. So when we're getting frustrated with our potential, and we know that, okay, this is something that God has told me to do, this is a calling of mine from the Lord, then we can't be frustrated because it's not going in a timely manner as we think it should, like as fast as we think it should. We have to really realize, okay, this is the puzzle that God's want me to put. He's giving me pieces. I may not get these pieces, for days on end, months on end, years on end. It might be, another year until I get another puzzle to some of the pieces the puzzle that he has me building. But we have to learn that to be appreciative for the pieces that we do have, to know that they're gonna always come. My pieces are always gonna come. It might not come as fast as I want, but they're gonna come. I might not know what I'm building until I'm 40. I might not know what I'm building until I'm 80, but at the end of the day, God has He already knows the beginning, He knows the end. He knows our life for us. So why are we worried? Why are we being frustrated about something that God has already blessed us with? I think that if He has given us the talent, He has given us a calling, really take that time to do our part, really take that time to do what we need to do. So like I said about YouTube, whatever He has called you to do, are you putting time and energy into that? Are you putting your focus into that? Are you really taking the time out that you need to be successful in that area? And if the answer is no, then that's why you're frustrated. You're not frustrated with your potential. You're frustrated because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So what do we need to do? We need to get on the ball. We need to get going. So sometimes you have to call your own self out. You cannot wait for other people to call you out and tell you what you're supposed to be doing. You cannot wait for God to say, okay, I've told you that this is going to happen and you're not doing it. No, hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable. So one of the things that I have started doing is making lists of things that I want to obtain to some of the puzzles that God has told me to complete. So making action items. Okay, so I need to complete this, I need to complete that, and I need to complete this. Taking a step back and looking at the puzzle and realizing, okay, on such and such day, this puzzle was 1/4 complete. It was a quarter complete. Now fast forward a couple of months later, look at this puzzle, documenting your progress, so that way it's not feeling like you're stagnant. It's like recognizing that there is some growth, whether it's fast or slow, there's growth. And recognizing that just enjoy the journey. Enjoy each piece of the puzzle that God gives us, because it's a blessing to have a relationship with God. Remember that it's a blessing to have a relationship with God. It's a blessing to speak to God, because not everyone is going to answer God. Not everyone is going to go to the places that God has in store for us. Each puzzle that we're putting together is special for us. There's no puzzle alike. Everybody's puzzle is different. Everybody's walk with God is different. Everybody's relationship with God is different. So that's just something that I want y'all to keep in mind. So I'm kind of tying into the next video, focusing. But yes. Thank you for tuning in to today's video. Please leave a comment below. Listen, y'all need to leave comments below. We're supposed to be, engaging with each other, talking to each other, learning from each other. So please leave these comments so we can start, getting to know one another. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, stop. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my little community. But Thank you again for tuning in. Happy growing.